I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks about this, but I've got this problem, and maybe it's come across your mind as well. How do you deal with the fact that you aren't the person you believe people should be? Sometimes I get these thoughts and I just can't seem to shake them. Maybe you do too. But one of the things lately that's kind of been occupying my mind is the idea that I'm not who I believe people should be. I think we all have a concept of what it means to be a good person, and I believe most people would like to be a good person. In general, I think that most people believe themselves to be good. I think maybe that could be the conversation topic for a whole nother story about how the complexities of people make it hard to judge them as a whole in regards to the actions they take versus the intentions they have. But like I said, that's a topic for another day. Let me kind of tell you about what I mean when I say that I don't line up with the person I think people should be. I think the clearest example of this in regards to myself is that I'm someone who can get pretty heated. I can usually keep my cool for the most part, and I can be super easygoing, but sometimes I just really lose it at stuff that like I have no business being that mad over. If I was another person talking to myself, I would just tell myself to kind of brush it off and not let it get to me. As a fundamental rule, I don't think people should get mad about things that they can't really control. I think it's okay to not like things that you can't control when they're bad, but I think getting mad about them isn't a recipe for success. A lot of times I'm able to follow that rule, but not always. And so that's just one way that I don't line up with my beliefs of who I think I should be. I'm sure I could give lots of examples that work for me and maybe for you as well. And you might be thinking of some for yourself right now, but let me give you another one here, maybe a bit more in the abstract this time. Social media is huge now. You could scroll for hours on Twitter, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling through random posts, and they're starting to piss you off. Like you're legit getting mad at people you've never met over topics that you've never talked about them with. You want to write back and tell them how stupid they are, and how their opinion's wrong, and how they might as well not even tweet it in the first place, and call them garbage, and just get into a social media war, and you find yourself getting super worked up about it, and you notice later on that you were at the point where you hated these people you've never met. But you think to yourself, that's not how people should be. You believe that through communication, pretty much everyone can get along at a respectable level. And you notice that the philosophy in life you hold, that kindness is something to live by, isn't something that you were doing. I don't know if everybody's still following along with me here. Like I said, maybe you can relate to this realization, or maybe it's just me. Either way, I think there has to be some kind of solution. Some kind of reconciliation that can be made when the self doesn't line up with the goals of the self. Because I think it's unfair to think people should be a certain way and not hope to be that way yourself. Like, I think the idea of saying people should do their best to always be kind, but never making an effort to notice whether or not you're actually being kind is dishonest. So what's the solution here? Well, the title of the video is Questions I Don't Have Answers to, so I'm sorry, I don't know the best way to reconcile the fact that we aren't always in line with who we think we should be, but I've got some ideas. I can't say these are the right answers, but maybe it's just more context. Let me tell you a story. In high school senior year, I made a resolution to be more chill about stuff, to be more calm and not let things get to me. I did a lot of reading about Buddhist philosophy and how to be more quote-unquote zen, and you know what? It worked. I made this little thing where if anything really started to get to me, I would kind of just place my hands together, kind of like how people do in traditional prayer or for a breathing exercise, and I would just say Zen, I'm Zen. You gotta stay Zen. And that really worked for me, honestly. I'm not telling you all this to say that the secret to this answer is to study Buddhist philosophy during your 12th grade history class in between you sleeping. I told this story because I think that maybe the answer to the problem lies within self-improvement. I think that maybe you'll never embody the ideals you hold, partly because it's healthy that your ideals change with your experience and grow with you as a person. You set these ideals and you have internal goals to strive for, but I don't think that once you set the ideals, that should be the last time you think about them. I think that perhaps the entire goal of the human condition is to experience things and encounter new people and constantly have your ideals and your idea of the world challenged, and that makes people grow as a person. From those experiences, you set your ideals and thus your goals form to be more kind, to be more accepting, to be more aware. If you're not those things now, it's not too late to be. There's always time to change. And so I think that change and that self-improvement is the whole point of it all. Maybe this isn't a question that needs an answer. Maybe this isn't a problem to be solved. Maybe this is the solution to it all. But I'm not a philosopher, and I'm not really qualified to give life advice. This is just kind of random thoughts that I keep having, like, throughout my day. If you enjoyed this kind of thing, this is the kind of thing that I plan to do more on the channel, maybe. I'm gonna try to be more lenient with myself. One of the other ways that I kind of don't line up with how I think people should be is that I can be overly critical of creative work I do, and I develop a cold detachment to creative projects that I really care about, like my YouTube channel or my Twitch stream, where it feels like for me the only kind of deflection I can make is by not caring about it. Because if I care about it, then I'll feel bad that it's not performing to a standard that I'd like it to. And I don't think that's how people should live, and so I'm going to try to correct that behavior and make it more in line with how I feel people should feel about their creative works, which is just make stuff. Be more lenient with your creative exercises and try not to box yourself in or put too much pressure. I'm never going to get better at making videos unless I make a bunch of videos. And I think that's kind of one of the things that's held me back a lot. I think if I had been making videos from 7th grade till now, I would be able to make some pretty damn good videos. But like I said, it's not too late to change how you feel you should be. You know, 7th grade was, oh god, like 10 years ago, I think. So, you know, if I make videos from now until 10 years in the future, I bet those will be some pretty damn good videos. And if I keep trying to improve my Twitch stream, you know what? I bet those will be some pretty damn good streams. And even if, you know, I don't have an insane audience or anything, maybe I can at least cultivate a small community that I can be super proud of. And that would make me really happy. If you have any answers to this question, feel free to leave them in the comments below. You can find me over at Twitter at metallicrock_, and over on Twitch at metallicrock, where I kind of just vibe out and play games sometimes. I hope this video gave you something to think about, and I hope you all have a great day or night, wherever you are. Peace.